After testing the Redmi Note 10 Pro for nearly 2 months, I am in a very good state to give you guys my final opinion on this device. I am sure you have seen many reviews of this phone already, so I'll try to focus on the most important facts only. And by the way, if you guys are watching my channel for the very first time, a subscription would be massively appreciated. Alright, the good stuff first. This is the first Redmi Note series smartphone that is this thin and light. When I was unboxing this phone, I did not expect this phone to have such a good feel. All the Redmi Note phones that I have used in the past were either too bulky or too thick. The Redmi Note 10 Pro isn't thick and it's not heavy either. Glass built around a plastic frame, no water and dust resistance, but yeah, it's a splash proof device. Another good thing is that this phone retains the headphone jack. A speaker along with the USB-C port can be seen at the bottom and another speaker at the top accompanying the IR blaster. And by the way, you can insert two SIM cards and a microSD card in this phone at the same time. Redmi still uses a side-mounted fingerprint scanner, but it's good in a way that it's way faster than an in-display scanner. This time, Redmi deployed an AMOLED panel on the Note 10 Pro. This is Samsung Z4 AMOLED screen with peak brightness of 1250 nits. Now this is a super bright screen and there are no viewing angle problems either, but the longevity of this screen is still a question. According to the research that I have done, there are still doubts about the screen burn-in issues, but we'll probably know about those issues in a year or two. The bezels are really sleek and the punch hole is also very thin. Since this is a 120Hz display, the animations are super fast, the scrolling looks extremely fluid and soft too. Out of the box it uses 60Hz refresh rate, but changing it to 120Hz once will give you such a good experience that you won't want to use the 60Hz back again. This screen does have the HDR10 support, but there is no Netflix HDR playback in this phone. The colors are super accurate thanks to the AMOLED tech. I really liked watching videos on this screen. The YouTube app does support HDR playback on the Redmi Note 10 Pro. MIUI 12 on the top of Android 11 is what you will get on this phone. The MIUI 12 has come a very long way and it is much improved UI now. However, the ads that appear in some regions can be extremely annoying. This phone gets the always on display mode too, but it works only for up to 10 seconds. If you want to make it stick, you can turn off the MIUI optimization from the developer options, but remember, that's going to drain the battery faster. This is a good UI to use. I wish Redmi just reduces the number of useless apps on this phone. This bloatware is too annoying. Performance of the phone is where I am a bit disappointed. This phone uses a Snapdragon 732G chipset, Adreno 618 GPU. I am using it with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage. I have done multiple speed tests of this phone on my channel and in all the tests I throttled it. This phone drops its performance significantly when throttled, and not just that, it produces immense heat. It gets hot enough to become untouchable and goes up to 47 degrees. It does run the games smoothly. You are not going to have any problems while playing your everyday games for a while, but gaming for over an hour will eventually make this phone overheat and you might not be able to hold it in your hands. For games like the PUBG Mobile, it can do 40 frames per second, and for the games like COD Mobile, it can do 60 frames per second. The temperature management is not bad because of its chipset. It is because of how Redmi has built and assembled this phone. Because this same chipset in other devices like the A72 and the A52 does really great. Anyways, the speakers are quite good on the Redmi Note 10 Pro. They are not of super high quality. I feel like the bass could be better, but it's still good to have the dual stereo speakers on the Redmi Note 10 Pro. I am using the global Redmi Note 10 Pro, which is called the Note 10 Pro Max in India. This one is with 108 megapixels main camera sensor. This is a Samsung HM2 sensor. Other camera details are right on your screen. Now this big sensor doesn't mean that this phone produces great images. In the high-res mode, it totally blows off the highlights and overexposes the background. In the normal mode, its dynamic range is still not so good. This camera struggles while maintaining the exposure in the images. It's just an average camera. It's not something praiseworthy, it's just fine. The front camera produces very soft selfies, and as I always say, selfies are more of a subjective choice, so it's totally your own choice here. Video performance is also not so good. In the 4K mode, the 4K videos have a 10 minutes time limit, and the 4K mode does not have any kind of stability at all either. Its EIS works only in the 1080p 30fps mode, not in the 60fps mode either. I have done a full camera review of this phone and you can watch that too. Now I have also done a full battery drain test of this phone. This phone took about 8 hours and 1 minute in my test to die, and my test was quite stressful. Remember, this phone has a very high peak brightness and 120Hz refresh rate, so keeping that in mind, this battery timing is really impressive. Although the phone got really hot during my battery drain test. To charge it, you need only 88 minutes to go all the way from 0 to 100%. And with this we reach the conclusion, and I will break down my conclusion into a few simple points. This phone offers the best build, design and feel in this price bracket. The display on this phone is really impressive, so full marks to Redmi for that. Chipset choice from Redmi is quite poor, but that's pretty much what we get from its competitors too. It's just that Redmi needs to optimize this chipset for better performance. Cameras are average. If you are picking this phone for cameras, I would say reconsider. Overall, this phone is a decent package and happens to be a pure value for money product. And in the end, it definitely comes down to your brand preference. So what do you guys think about this phone? Drop your comments below and hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't yet. With that being said, I will sign off and see you all in the next one.